Hey guys, what's up? It's Looney TNT, and hopefully I can save you a lot of gold. So, a lot of people are trying to get into raids next week, so what they're going to do is they're actually going to buy some epic gear from the auction house, and there's a right way to do it and a horribly wrong way to do it. So let's go ahead and go to the auction, and I have all my add-ons off, so it is just a base auction. So anybody can see this and anybody can do this. Alright, so we have leather, for example. Now when you look at these leather pieces here, you have an 845 for 83, you have this 835 for 20, you have this 835 for 30, you have this mythic Warforged for 600, which nobody is going to buy. And you have 845 for 50, 835 for 20. All these prices are way overpriced. Way overpriced. You might see these 20,000s, these lower ones, and be like, oh, that's a great deal. Not a great deal at all. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to buy these right here. All the gear that upgrades. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pick one that has your stats. So, for example, the stats that I'm working with right now are crit and versatility for my demon hunter. So those are the two stats that I'm looking for. So I'd scroll down and I'd try to find those two stats, and what I'd do is I would buy those stats. Like even haste is pretty good in my opinion, which is 3,000 gold, which is like way more than most of these, right? But let's say it's 3,000 gold. Now you might be thinking 3,000 gold for an 815, that's a lot because you have to buy the other material, right? So let's go ahead and go into that. Let's clear this, clear that. Actually, let's just reset it. Scroll up. Alright, there it is. Cool. Boom. Perfect. Alright, so each one of these are 5k each, which you can find them for cheaper. You're going to need 7 of them. So when you times 7 times 5, that's going to be 35. So that's 35,000 gold plus whatever the item was. If it was 3,000, that's 38,000 gold for an 850 eye level piece of gear. So 38,000 gold compared to a 20,000 for an 835, you're talking giant leaps and bounds when it comes to item level when you're getting that boost. Once you get that 850, the only thing that you can get better than it is something in a mythic that's like a Titan Forged, right? So that's the only thing that you can get better. That is definitely going to put you up into the raids. Now, here's another thing that you're going to want to consider. You're going to want to go and you're going to want to look in the raid guides, and you're going to want to look at Emerald Nightmare, the first one that's going to be coming out, and you're going to be wanting to scale on normal mode to see what you guys are going to be getting. And what I mean by that is, let's say that I'm a demon hunter and that's what I'm going to go for. I'm thinking, all right, which piece of gear should I buy? Because I don't want to have to upgrade it next week, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into loot and I'm going to click the first boss. I'm going to look at every single piece of gear, like this piece of gear right here, this waist. I don't need this waist. It's versatility mastery. I'd rather have my crit. I kind of want all my stats equal, but I'd rather have crit on all my gear at the moment. These boots, I'm not going to need boots. This ring, this is a nice ring. I'm going to want this ring. This trinkets are trinkets, you know. But other than that, I'm not going to need a waist, boots. I'm going to need fingers. So waist and boots are kind of off my marker. I don't want to buy those because there's a possibility that I can get it off the first boss. Here we go. Shoulders. Shoulders, it has crit. I'm probably going to want to maybe hold off on the shoulders for a second. Hands has crit. Maybe I'm going to hold off on hands. The finger, I have that first finger I can get. Trinkets or trinkets. And so on. You guys can kind of get, like helmets, definitely not. Look at that helmet. Ooh, that's so sexy, right? I want that helmet. Back, wrist. So I'm narrowing it down right now. Here's some legs. This is one that I haven't seen, right? Legs and chest. Chest, no. Legs, maybe, right? That's in mastery. It's got really good crit. There's a possibility, but that's 4 bosses down. So I'm definitely gonna look at the top 3, and I'm not going. And it kind of depends on what pattern you go into, I know, but look at the first bosses and see if there's anything. Look at all the bosses and look at all the loot and see if there's something that's like, all right, well, all this stuff in here is just garbage for me. I'm not really going to be able to use any of this for my main stats. And if that's the case, go with that piece of gear and boost that piece of gear rather than just buying anything. For example, I bought this for the video. And I bought one of them for the video. There it is. I bought the boots. I bought the boots for the video, right? And I was like, all right, we're going to do crit versatility. And I was like, all right, I'm going to buy this and then boost it for the video to show. And then after I boosted it, I was like, you know what? I better look and see what gear I can get. And then I started looking, and sure enough, right off the first boss, I saw some boots, and I was like, oh no. And then I was like, oh wait, it has horrible stats. All right, so I did good, you know, so I was good to go. But you know, you're just gonna want to look into that stuff with your own classes. One more example for you guys is looking at your world quests. Now, I have 2 world quests I can do because the caches are just, I'm really disappointed with the caches not scaling. But I have two world quests right now that I need to do. So I look through the world and I look for gear, and there's actually one right here that I really want. It's a mythic legs, and that has my stats. So this is definitely going to be something that I'm going for. But look around and see if there's anything that you guys could really use for upgrades. This is a super helpful tool, and you guys can just go around and be like, alright, well, I need some more artifact power, I need this, I need that. Alright, cool, that has gold, maybe I need some gold, whatever, you know. But look at all these. Now, here's another thing, too. You guys see this right here, this relic? Always look at the relic slot-ish, right under where it says bound when picked up. Now, this is iron, right? So what is this for? Well, this is going to be for my tanking glaives. As you can see, it attaches 4, and it's my tanking glaives. For you guys, some of you guys have 3 specs. Some of you guys have 4 specs if you're a druid. Sometimes these relics, no matter what spec you are, will give you a relic that is not for your spec. I got a, what was it, an 845, and I was like, yes, here we go. It was for my tanking spec, and I was like, no, you know, it sucked, and but that's how I found that out. And in all reality, all you have to do is read. But who likes to read? I don't like to read, right? I just like to play and get the gear. I was under the assumption that if I got the piece of gear from this person that I did this quest on with my spec being DPS, I would get a DPS one. But that's not the case. It even does that in raids. So when you do get something, look at it and, you know, find out. All right, guys. Hopefully this video helped you guys out just a little bit. There was a little bit of information. I covered some things for raiding. Hopefully I can save you some gold because you know, the first time you buy that piece of gear for 50,000, that was an 845, and you realize you could have chose your stats and got it at an 850 for like 38 at the most, maybe 40. It kind of hurts. So, and if you guys can find those little things on sale for 3,000 each, you're doing very well for yourself. All right, guys. And like always, like, favorite, share, subscribe. Let's bring some people to the channel. Let's get some videos watched. You guys are doing amazing on that. Thank you. We're getting closer and closer to, I believe, 8,200 subscribers. So that's amazing. All right, guys. Talk to you guys soon.